Hey guys, I'm doing another deck spotlight today where one of you sends me in a deck, I critique it, go over it, just give my opinions on it. Today we're taking a look at BTML's Sphinx deck, or Exxod deck, whatever you want to call it. I don't have any experience with this deck type. I've always wanted to build it, I've just never gotten around to it, so I won't be able to give too many specific critiques. I'll just talk about it a little bit and give some of my opinions and talk about some other ideas on the side deck, but it'll be a little tough because I haven't built it myself before. The main idea behind this deck is abusing, like flipping to do some burn damage, to abuse effects, to really annoy your opponent and lock them down, and also give some advantage with some of the Sphinx cards, and I'll kind of go into that and talk about how they work. So first off, he's going to be running two Andro Sphinx. So one of the Sphinxes that's going to be summoned with Pyramid Light on the field, which can be very powerful. It's a bit slow, but overall it's a very powerful card because you can, do life point damage. And getting him out is very, very easy. So it can be a very powerful card. Also, something to keep in mind is his high level to do other plays you want to do. And then he's running two barrier statues, so again, something to kind of lock his opponent down. I'm not sure how useful it'll be because you have to kind of keep it face up, and it's kind of debatable whether he needs it. He does have somewhat of a stun variant, but I'm not sure if it'll be completely necessary. He's running Block Golem, which makes a lot of sense. He's going to give him some additional power to bring back some of those rock monsters. Also gives him some XYZ power, which is really nice. He's also running some of the other like level 6 Sphinxes, so Criosphinx, another really interesting one that you can really annoy your opponent with because of its effect with the bouncing, sort of like penguins, kind of abuses things, can be nice. And then he's running 3 Exxod, Master of the Guard, so that's his star card, kind of the idea behind the deck. 4,000 defense, really insane. Allows him to do some big stuff while he can, bring this guy out easily, do some burn damage with the flip summons because he's going to be doing a lot of the flip summonings and flipping back with some of the cards he has. So a very powerful card and does have a lot of combinations that it can do with this deck type. He's running one Gaia plate, gives them some additional advantage. I do like this card in a rock deck, just a nice kind of one-off staple that can really annoy your opponent. He's also running 2 Golem Sentry, so this is definitely another interesting card, just allowing him to bounce things, sort of, again, like penguins. This deck reminds me a lot of penguins, giving him some bouncing power, which is actually very powerful. Bouncing is just really strong these days, so it's nice to have a card like this. Obviously, he's going to gain advantage from cards like Exxod with his flips. So Guardian Sphinx, another very powerful card. Being able to bounce all your opponent's monsters is really good, so makes a lot of sense with the deck type. And then he's running 2 Guardian Statue. I'm not sure if that's, as good as something like Golem Sentry that has a bit more defense. He might be able to find some other things. The stats on this card are a little bit not so good, but obviously it does go with the deck type. And then he's running 1 Hieracosphinx. Very nice card for this deck, obviously allowing him to make additional plays, keeping his defensive monsters safe. Can be very, very nice to protect things, which is a pretty big goal of the deck. And then 2 Medusa Worm, another powerful kind of flip summon card. That's the main goal of his deck, so I can see the power behind a card like this. 1 MegaRock Dragon, another nice one when you have rock monsters, because you can remove from play and get this card out. It's kind of debatable whether he wants to run, 1 of this and 1 of Gaia plate because of how they work. I would say maybe just pick 1. And then he's running 2 Sphinx Teleia, just pretty similar to Andro Sphinx, just kind of different stats, but pretty much the same effect. And again, those rank 10s will allow him to make additional plays, which is very nice. For the spells, running 1 Dark Hole, 1 Magical Mallet. I'm not a big fan of Magical Mallet in most decks. I think you could probably put in better stuff than that. 3 Mausoleum, trying to make the deck a little more consistent, helping him get out the Sphinxes and other things. So I can see it being powerful. The life point cost is going to be a bit difficult in this deck type, but obviously he's trying to get things out as soon as possible. 2 MST, Terraforming, help him get the field card. He's running a few interesting traps. A Feint Plan, an interesting one for this deck to help him protect stuff. He can probably do other stuff, but I can see why he wants to keep things face down. Imperial Custom, he's using a few continuous traps that are very powerful for his deck type, like Ordeal of a Traveler and Pyramid of Light, which is allowing him to make plays. So Imperial Custom makes a lot of sense for the deck. 1 Mirror Force and 2 Safe Zone. He probably should consider some other staples that will help protect his deck, but he does have a lot of continuous stuff going on, so that's why he's running Imperial Custom. So for his extra deck, he told me that his extra deck was pretty much not really a consideration for his deck, but I really think he should think about how he can really use his extra deck. He does have the rank 10s in here, which he will be able to get out, so I think they'll be very powerful. The rank 6s, again, should be a consideration. The rank 4s should also be a consideration. Maybe if he was running more Block Golem, but even with just 1 Block Golem, you really want to consider running, whatever rank 4s will be useful, like, Silent Honor and Exxod and whatever will be useful to finish your opponent off. So really think about the extra deck, it should still be a really good consideration for doing some other additional plays. Obviously not the main goal of the deck, but it'll lead you to do some big stuff, especially with some of the burn damage you have going on. So overall, I really like the deck type. I really like the things he's trying to do. There's not really much I would say he should mess with. He should just consider some of the other things that he could do with the deck. I just want to throw in a lot of random ideas that maybe he'll think about when he's kind of working along with the deck. He might want to consider a Caterpillar Omen, something to search out the traps like a Pyramid of Light, because it's very important for his deck type. Honest is a consideration, maybe if he was running more Sphinxes, more of the higher level light Sphinxes. Thenian is kind of not that great, so I can see why he's not running him, but you can always run one of him if you want. Creature swap with the low attack monsters could be powerful. Forbidden Lance, he's running Safe Zone, but because of Safe Zone's requirements, it might be a little tough for him. I would probably consider Forbidden Lance with this deck type. Mound could be very powerful with this deck with the Sphinxes, so that's a consideration. Pot of Duality can help him with a little more consistency, probably over Magical Mallet. Shrink, Unity, D-Shield, Battle Mania, all these cards could do really interesting things when your opponent is attacking. You could do something with Battle Mania and have them attack Exxod and have them kill themselves, or do things with Unity and D-Shield. There's a few things you could do there to really blow up your opponent really quickly, so that might be some considerations. I might try that if I did this deck, because I think that could be a really fun combination. And like I was saying, you should consider other rank 4s that could be useful for the deck. You know, there probably are other ones that might be specifically good just for this deck type that I'm probably not thinking of right now. But again, I do really like the deck type. I don't really have a lot I want to say about really messing with it. Maybe eventually when I build my own Sphinx deck, I'll have some more thoughts on his build. But overall, I do really like what he's trying to do. And I think going forward, he'll have a lot of really cool ideas. And I can see the deck evolving and becoming stronger over time. But thank you to BTML for the deck submission. If you do have a deck you'd want me to, spotlight, show off on my channel, you could send me a deck list, send me a picture. You can contact me through Skype, Twitter, on Dueling Network, any way you want. Just, send me a submission. I'll consider showing it off. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.